So I know that I'm gonna get a lot of shit from this one, but please just hear me out, okay? I want to start off by saying that I don't hate the movie. I actually thought it was a very decent watch. It's just a couple of key things that I couldn't get past, plot and character wise. Let's start with the plot. So, I personally don't like the team assembly type plot, frankly, because it just isn't enough time for me to care about the team that the main characters are assembling. Every movie that does this rushes through the characters and kind of just dumps their backstory on us, and somehow we're then supposed to care about them. And it just doesn't work that way. Not only that, but the actual characters are kind of left as an afterthought because as soon as we meet one, we have to meet the next one, and then the next one, and so on and so forth. And we can see this clear as day in Rebel Moon. Hell, the movie should be called Meeting People with how they introduce character after character. I think we are introduced to a new character every 30 to 45 minutes or so in this movie, and that's just entirely too much. It makes the plot feel so rushed. And not even all the characters have an actual backstory or anything really to make us care about them or who they are. They effectively have no real agency. The most egregious example of this is the general. We don't get shit for a backstory for him. Not a flashback, not a remember when, not a damn thing. The way that they recruit him is just fucking stupid to me as well. They find him looking like Mr. Leahy after a trailer park binger and just talks him into joining them. Not gonna lie, the acting is kind of trash too. The whole scene looks like one of those places where you have to yell out a prompt so that people on stage can improv. It's the only part in a movie like this, and fun fact, this is only the second worst scene in the film for me. I'll get to the first one later. At least we see Nemesis actually get the fight, and that's cool, as is all the action in the movie. What gets me about this scene is why the fuck aren't they helping her? They see her ass struggling, right? About to get bodied by a spider bitch, but only the farmer runs in and tries to do something. Trained killers just sitting back and watching this lady take on the damn spider demon by herself, and then they have the audacity to ask her for help after? Nah, son. Shit don't make sense to me. I do understand that it may have been set up for the redemption of the farmer later in the film, proving that he is no longer a coward. But since he's on the back burner for most of the movie, it just doesn't come off that way. Then we finally get to meet the Resistance. I'm not gonna lie, the brother and sister combo is dope as hell. The costumes look great. And I don't know what kind of mic they are using, but their voices sound damn good here. And they do sound amazing for the entirety of the whole film. What I don't understand is why the hell are they even helping these people? It's obviously a suicide mission, but the brother decides to accompany them because it's the right thing to do. I guess there goes the resistance, huh? This is narratively stupid, and there just isn't any real reason for them to do this. Now we're at the end of the movie. Spoilers, the pilot slash thief has betrayed them, and if you thought it was going to be a twist, well, no. They ruined it by adding in a scene where he asks to join the resistance randomly and talks about putting his old criminal life behind him. Why the hell would they add this scene in? This is literally the only time that having no backstory and no real reason to care about a character works in the movie's favor. Up until that scene, we have no reason to think that the pilot would betray them. It would have been a fantastic twist, but they had to go and fuck it up, right? It's funny because I thought he was already a part of the team. Him reiterating this and asking to join them all casually and suave just makes it seem like he's going to betray them. It's just so on the nose. It didn't need to be there. Now for the absolute worst scene in the entire movie. Because of betrayal, they get captured. And the Admiral literally has to remind us who the fuck all these people are. It's like they knew we would forget. He literally goes up to each and every one of the main characters and tells us who they are and what they have done. This is absolutely a masterclass in plot and writing here, folks. But after that, shit kicks off. A huge firefight ensues with lasers flying everywhere and people getting stabbed and shit, the whole 9 yards. I think this is the reason why people love the movie so much. The awesome over-the-top action and way overused slow motion. It just does something funny to your brain when you see stuff like this, and I really like it too. The movie really shines in the action scenes, and the imagery is amazing as well. The first few shots of Cora plowing the field is just stunning, and the movie is riddled with scenes like that. Wide pans of distant fields and mountains, planets throughout space spinning silently right before our eyes. They're breathtaking. I want to end this by saying this movie is great at some things, right? Like the action and the imagery, and not so great at others, like plot and character development. That doesn't mean it's a bad movie per se. I just think it isn't nearly as good as the reviews would suggest. I think if you watched it and enjoyed it, then that's all that really matters, right? I know the second movie is out now, and I'm sure I'll give it a watch sometime in the future. And hey, maybe I'll do a mini essay on it as well. Until then, thanks for watching.